Ready? Okay, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. We've got some very exciting news about Wayne County's economy. We all know Wayne County, the largest county in the state of Michigan, was hit the hardest during the pandemic. And whenever you're hit as hard as we were, your economy tends to take a hit as well, and especially in the spaces of small businesses. But through it all, the Wayne County Executive, Warren Evans, has emerged as a champion and a leader for small business resources. During the pandemic, he spent over $70 million in grants and loans to help thousands of small businesses throughout Wayne County. And he aimed those resources at the people who needed it the most. 100% of our grants and loans went to businesses under 50 employees. 50% of them went to minority-owned businesses, and 40% of them went to women-owned businesses. If you tried to compare those numbers to any program around the country, I promise you are going to find that Wayne County outperformed just about everybody in that space. Now, we learned a lot during that process, and what we learned is there's not enough small business resources in Southeast Michigan. And so to talk more about that, please help me in joining and welcoming the Wayne County Executive, Mr. Warren Evans.
What he said. Okay. Well, first of all, good morning, everybody. During the pandemic, I did have an opportunity to look at, see, visit a number of businesses in Wayne County. I'm thoroughly convinced that small businesses are the backbone of our economy. They really, really are. And we've spent a lot of time and energy over the last 7 years trying to stroke that relationship, even when there wasn't a lot of money on the table, the ability to look and say, are there infrastructure things that we need to do here around business strips and other sorts of things. And so we've always had that focus. I've been, Romulus, Inkster. There are a lot of communities in Wayne County that are distressed communities. Thank God there are a lot that aren't. But the reality is there are distressed communities. They have had trouble in the past. And one thing we learned during the pandemic specifically was, mom and pop businesses work night and day. Get up at 7 in the morning, get home at 9 o'clock at night. And even when we were helping small businesses with CARES grants, early on, before these ARPA funds, what we found out was a lot of those small businesses just don't have the resources to be able to compete, to even do the grant paperwork. There's money on the table, but they don't have either the time, the money, or the people to prepare that. That's something that was very clear to all of us. We need to be able to do something about that. And so this time around, when we get to our ARPA funds, we sat there and thought, what are the things that need to be done? The coordination between agencies is important. Government spends money on projects. Private industry spends money on projects. Philanthropic organizations spend money on projects. But we don't often enough merge our talents and our money together to be able to do things that are game changers. This, I think, is a game changer. The coordination here is something that is really important. Many of these small businesses have basic problems with accounting, legal services, a number of things, digital marketing, you name it. They have problems with it, and we now see that, we've seen that, and we're saying we can really help. That's something we can really tangibly do to help a number of these organizations to do better. I believe that what we're really teeing up here is a relationship between philanthropic organizations and the government that together has enough expertise and enough money to make these things work, and enough commitment to do it. Wafa, who I'm going to introduce in just a little while, was an instrumental part of our economic development team before she left to go on the dark side. She knows what the issues are. She's been a part of that process for a long time. I can see Rick DeVore over saying, I know you didn't call us the dark side. When you provide these resources for small businesses, there's not a lot they can't do. But if you don't provide the resources, the wheels just spin, and nobody gets particular traction to make it happen. And so I'm really excited about what we're doing here. I think it's a game changer, as I said, and I'm happy to announce a partnership with New Economy Initiative, Wafa's organization, where we're both going to put some money in the pot, and we're going to put our brains together in the pot, and we're going to figure out how to effectively use $54 million to be able to deal with those businesses. And I think that's important. You know, Detroit does a good job in the city of Detroit with sharing resources and helping businesses, but it's much harder when you're outside of the city and you're dealing with 40 some odd different communities. There's not really that. I mean, everybody's working on their own thing, and they should be, but there's got to be an overarching kind of program that says we need to help you, help us, help you, and to help the overall Wayne County economy. And again, you know, I'm a small business guy. I love to see the mom and pop places, but I hate to see them stumbling over each other or trying to do things. Let me just tell you, one of the things I saw during early on was businesses that wanted to apply for loans and grants, but they work from 7 to 9 at night. You know, we'd have to literally call business people at home and say, please don't go to bed yet. Please just try to get this to us. Work on doing it. If you don't have a profit and loss statement, maybe you can do this or that to be able to create something we can accept to be able to make that happen. It sounds like it's easy, but boy, if anybody here, and I know many of you have, in small businesses, there ain't enough time in the day to get many, many, many things done. So I think this is a great opportunity for us. The program will focus most specifically on businesses with 50 employees or less. We will also strongly emphasize the kind of micro businesses that are 10 employees or less. And we're going to focus on women-owned and minority businesses, because what we've seen is those are oftentimes, when they're really small businesses, the most challenged. And what we're trying to do is help everyone. I mean, there are 43 communities in Wayne County, but I think after today, Wayne County will have an arm around trying to do the same coordination of services that you'll find in a big city like the city of Detroit that's been working on it a while. So I'm really excited, and I think there's an awful lot, as I said, we can do, awful lot that we'll do. Give me just a second. Let's see if I missed anything. There are a lot of people to thank for making this possible. First, I want to thank the members of our congressional delegation. I don't know how many are here, but there's Haley Stevens, certainly Brenda Lawrence, Debbie Dingle. And our senators, both Stabenow and Peters, because they had to get the legislation passed to make the money available to try to do this. And without them, we wouldn't be doing anything. So I really want to thank them. I want to thank Wafa Dinaro, who is standing here next to me, for the New Academy Initiative and all of her hard work, both with us and since she's left us. And I want to thank Luz Meza and Laura Sanchez from our development team. Thank you so much for the work you put in, and I'm thanking you in advance for all the good work you're going to do to make this work. Okay. I got to thank the commissioners that are here. I saw Chair Alisha Bell a little while ago, Sam Baydoun, Joe Palomera, Al Haydus, Melissa Daub. If I'm missing anybody, it's only because you didn't Stick your head out far enough. Oh, yeah, Ms. Kitchen-Mokum, okay. Thank you, because it is a partnership to be able to do this. I mean, these things can't happen without the commission looking at them, approving them, and moving them forward. So I really appreciate that. And now for more details about the program, I'd like to call up the executive director of the new Academy Initiative, Wafa Dinaro.
Thank you.
Wafa, thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Good morning. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. So thank you to my former boss for this partnership. The county executive has been instrumental in supporting small businesses and really taking the lead, not just regionally, but nationally, on how to support businesses, how to support small businesses under 50 employees, and really how to collaborate and work across sectors to get this done. So thank you, county executive. None of this could be done without you. I'm so proud to be here today to announce the Wayne County Small Business Hub. Let's talk a little bit about how the program works. To fund the 3-year initiative, in addition to the $32 million that Wayne County is putting in through American Rescue Plan dollars, the New Economy Initiative is contributing $22 million over that time period for a total investment of $54 million. That's an incredible amount of money to support small businesses and to be able to support the Wayne County economy. The 3-year initiative will support new and existing small businesses with 50 or fewer employees, with an emphasis on those that have 10 and under employees. We're really excited to be able to support these micro businesses and to be able to put this kind of resources behind it. Through this program, the New Economy Initiative will provide grants to nonprofit organizations and chambers of commerce that will with an emphasis on reaching minority and women-owned businesses. We're really focused here, like the county executive has said, on reaching underserved communities and women-owned businesses. These organizations, the chambers, the business support organizations, will then connect small businesses with technical assistance, including accounting, legal, marketing services, and of course, business plan development. The program aims to make pathways to wealth generation through entrepreneurship and really make accessible small businesses, make it more accessible to small business owners across the county. The new economy of Southeast Michigan must be inclusive. It must support small businesses, which are often overlooked in some of these larger programs, and today's announcement is really a step in that direction. The program is designed to replicate the work that NEI has done in the city of Detroit. Through the work that I did in my previous job with Wayne County, we really saw that NEI's work in the city of Detroit was incredibly effective and really was able to prop up and support some of those small businesses in the city throughout the pandemic. The NEI's program in the city of Detroit is now going to be replicated throughout the county. Our intention is to continue to support the small businesses within the city and just to be able to replicate it and expand the program throughout the region. Obviously, our work is going to continue in the city, and we look to just replicate this model, and we're really using this as a model for the rest of the region as well. The New Economy Initiatives believes that the best way to accelerate economic growth and create opportunities is to ensure all small businesses and entrepreneurs have what they need to be able to thrive and to continue to grow. We believe that before the pandemic, and we believe that even more so now. For nearly 15 years, NEI has led efforts to build a one-of-a-kind nonprofit network that is very intentional in its support for an inclusive small business network. We're focused on regional efforts to level the playing field and empower women, immigrants, people of color to turn their ideas into tangible small businesses. Our NEI and the partners have had a lot of success in creating these small business support networks in urban centers, and we want to continue to grow that network. We have created a national model that continues to remove barriers and expand opportunities for entrepreneurs and small business owners who have been historically excluded or shut out of the regular process. One of the reasons I wanted to join NEI and leave my amazing Wayne County family was to build on that success and help address some of the gaps in support that I saw firsthand during my time at Wayne County while distributing some of these pandemic funds that the county executive talked about. As hard as the pandemic was on small businesses, many more would have closed without the network and without that support that has historically been in the city of Detroit. The pandemic has exacerbated the inequities in access to capital and resources among minority and women-owned businesses. We also saw that small businesses and communities that already had well-funded support systems fared much better than those without. So in many ways, the pandemic has validated the value and the work of NEI, but is also highlighting how much work is still to be done. So we still have a long ways to go, and this is really just a step in that direction. I'd like to thank NEI's funders. I know I see a few of them here, and you're going to hear from a couple of them. First, I want to thank my new boss, Rick DeVore, who's here with the Community Foundation. I'd like to thank the Ford Foundation, JP Morgan Chase, Kresge Foundation, the Kellogg Foundation, the William Davidson Foundation. And in a little bit, you're going to hear from Dave Egner with the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation and Melanca Clark with the Hudson-Webber Foundation, both of whom are here with us. Again, I'd like to thank Wayne County Executive Warren Evans for his leadership, for really moving the needle on this and being able to have the vision and foresight to put some major resources behind small business support. Having said that, I'd like to introduce Chairwoman Alisha Bell, who is going to be voting on this and supporting this through the commission.
Good morning, everyone. Let me again first recognize my colleagues, Commissioners Melissa Dobb, Monique Baker-McCormick, Sam Baydoun, and Al Haydes. I am so excited to be here because, as we know, small businesses are the backbone of our communities. Be it your daycare center, your barber shop, your cleaners, small businesses are what makes community. And as we also know, during the pandemic, small businesses took a hit. Some of them really took a hit and they went out of business. We did a lot on the county side to make sure that we gave funds and support to counties and to businesses, but we have to make sure that we do a little bit more. And that's why we received the ARPA funds, thank you, Congresswoman, to do the type of work that needs to be done to help our small businesses. So I am ecstatic that we have this opportunity to help our small businesses grow, especially our women-owned businesses, our minority businesses, because again, without the small businesses in each of our communities, we are nothing. So these funds are going to go a long way with accounting services, with digital marketing services, with legal services that we know if you're a small business with 50 employees, or 10 employees, or just your mom and pop shop, you don't have those type of resources. You don't have those kinds of skills to really take your business to the next level. And that's what we want to do. Keep our businesses going and then take them to the next level so they can compete with other businesses throughout the community. So thank you again. This is going to be a great partnership. I look forward to this coming before the commission, and I think we're going to get some things done, making sure that we support always our small businesses. At this point, I'd like to bring Melanca Clark of the Hudson-Webber Foundation to the podium. Thank you.
Commissioner Bell. Good morning, everybody. I am so excited to be here to celebrate the launch of the Wayne County Small Business Hub and this partnership between the New Economy Initiative and Wayne County. The foundation I lead, the Hudson-Webber Foundation, has been a proud supporter of the New Economy Initiative for over a decade. And as our strategies have really focused on shared prosperity in the city of Detroit and doing that by addressing structural inequity, racial inequity, structural barriers to opportunity, we've been a real cheerleader of NEI as they have supported the equitable resurgence of the small business community in Detroit by leading with equity and inclusion. So as we've heard, small businesses are the lifeblood of our community. They are a path to wealth building, job creation. That's true in the county. That's true in our nation. And that's no less true for minority small-owned businesses. And in fact, the data shows that for minority small business owners have greater wealth 12 times the level of their peers that don't own businesses. So this is a real strategy for addressing persistent wealth gaps in our nation. So of course, the pandemic wreaked havoc on our communities, on our small businesses. And when relief was on offer, and particularly the PPP loans, almost none of it landed with our minority-owned businesses. The data is there to see. And so the plain truth is that if we are going to reach these businesses, we've got to be intentional. We've got to be really intentional about addressing deep-rooted systemic barriers to access to capital and accessing other resources to help businesses survive and, in fact, thrive. And that's why we are delighted about this partnership, about the leadership of Wayne County Executive Warren Evans and his team, of course, NEI, excited about the commission's support to build this small business hub and to really double down to leverage the ARPA dollars to create and support businesses across the county that are so important to help us and the small business ecosystem survive and thrive. So delighted to be here. Congratulations to all the partners. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Dave Egner, the president of the Ralph Wilson Foundation. Trade, please.
Thank you, Melanca. Chair Bell, commissioners, County Executive Evans, congratulations. And I want to compliment you on your wisdom in this investment and partnership. Some simple math. You've heard the term small business used multiple times today, and we kind of lose what that means. We tend to look out and say, how do we add 1,000 more plant jobs? How do we attract a company that'll bring 2,000 jobs? Think of this, 2,500 small businesses adding 2 jobs each is 5,000 new jobs in Wayne County. The math is pretty simple. We've invested in attracting the big fish when we've got all these little fish that we can grow in a big way. And frankly, we talk about startups, right? Which is terribly important, but who's investing in the bin-ups? The ones that have been there, that have anchored the corner, that paid their taxes, that hired people, that made sure that the neighborhood stayed as the neighborhood was. It's these small businesses. So it's more than just a notion of we're going to invest in small businesses. It's a notion that we're going to maintain neighborhoods, we're going to grow the economy, and we're going to invest in folks who have been there and stayed there and made it happen. I'm so pleased with this new economy initiative partnership. NEI is a 14-year overnight success story. It's little known that when you look at the entrepreneurial ecosystem, we want to make sense of everything. It's a rainforest, it ain't a garden, right? In a garden, you know where the carrots are and the tomatoes are and the lettuce is. In a rainforest, you don't know what's going to grow where. So to bring sense to that rainforest, you have the New Economy Initiative, which is acting as a navigator and a connector, and it's built and weaved a network of resources across the region that can provide these types of activities for small business and their growth. And just one more math problem, and I'm sorry, Wafa, I don't know the latest statistics, but the first $100 million that NEI invested in this network produced more than $1 billion of output. So this investment, this 14-year overnight success story with NEI, started by the Community Foundation and a group of funders, now partnered with Wayne County. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next 3 years. Congratulations.
So I think we'll open it up for questions if anybody has any questions. And if not, we'll close it out from here. Thank you so much for coming.